And the first thing I want you to do is just step forward, heel to toe. Just roll it down, bring a little bit of weight on, and then roll back and step back. Step out with that right foot. Roll heel to toe and come back. I want you to feel that foot tripod as you put that foot down onto the ground, and feel it as if you're in wet sand, and that sand can come between your toes. Let those toes spread out. The last thing that we want to do is to have your toes gripping like this. So open up those toes and come back. Feel that full tripod as you bring that foot down and then back up. One more. So let's do some chi walking and feel your feet as you're chi walking. Imagine those roots growing out wide. Imagine them growing deep, but they're following your feet. So as you step out with your left, bringing a little bit of weight on, rock back, open yourself up. Now bring all the weight onto that left. Remember, we talked about substantial and insubstantial last week. Let that water flow into the left and step forward with the right. Rocking forward, rocking back. Now bring all the water into that right leg and step straight forward with the left. Feel that foot really communicating with you as you walk. Good, so let's do that one more time. Chi walking, stepping forward, feel the feet. Feel those roots. See if you can imagine them just like those little Etch-a-Sketch particles. And they're following where the foot is going and helping you be stable from the ground up. One more step. Good. I have to tell you a little story. I had an older gentleman come into my studio one time, and he was an avid tennis player. He was in his 80s. And at one point in the conversation, he said to me, "Dianne, I think my feet need hearing aids." And I said, "Well, why do you think your feet need hearing aids?" And he said, "Well, because I tell them to go faster and they don't." But the point being is he understood that his feet, he needed to communicate to his feet, and his feet needed to communicate to him. That's the idea of your roots. Now you also need to be concerned about stances. Your stance needs to be a wider stance in order for you to be stable. So step out into pushing chi for me and just feel that weight shifting forward and back. Feel your feet again. Even though they're not moving at this point, you should still be able to feel that substantial and insubstantial. And bring that left foot back. Now step out with the right. One more. Now, I can't see any of you at home right now, but I bet that none of you, when I said step out into pushing chi, I bet none of you did this. And I bet none of you tried to do pushing chi with your feet in this tandem stance, right? One in front of the other, as if you're on a tightrope. Because this isn't stable, right? We instinctively know this is not stable. We step out like this, and we do our pushing chi. There's a couple points in the form, however, where if you're not aware of your feet, and if you're not aware of your stances, you're going to end up in that very unstable stance. And one of those pieces is the ward-off sequence. So hold the ball to the right for me. The first thing that you do with this is you step out with the left. If you step out in such a way that when you pull that foot back, it actually hits the right foot, you're going to be too narrow. Watch what happens. If I step out narrow like this, you can see my foot hits that right foot, and I ward off, and I grasp the bird's tail. Now look at me. I can go through the whole thing, but now I'm in this pushing chi position that I told you was not stable. So if I turn this direction and I step out narrow like this, okay? If I come into my ward off, now I'm unstable even now. I don't want to do pushing chi in this narrow stance. So what has to happen with that ward off is you have to step out behind. So if I'm here in my holding the ball to the right and I step out behind, watch, my left foot does not come back and touch my right foot. So I step out this way. Now I can ward off, grasp the bird's tail, roll back, and now I'm in a very stable position for that pushing chi. There needs to be some width between your feet. Your stances need to be wide.